Hey YouTube, this is Krista. I've been home from the hospital since Wednesday. Since Friday. Woo! I went in on Wednesday, came home Friday. Today is Sunday. I just want to give you a rundown of my experience and maybe a few pointers if you are considering going through the same thing. First of all, do not weigh yourself when you get home. I got on the scale when I got home and I had gained 8 pounds and it freaked me out. But apparently that's because they pump you so full of gas and fluids while you're there, because that was Friday and today I'm back down to the weight I was before the day I went in for surgery. And my official weigh-in day is not till Wednesday, so now I'm hoping that I'll see a drop in my weight by Wednesday. Second of all, you see this pillow in my lap with my iPad on top of it? Take a pillow with you to the hospital. The hospital beds are not the most comfortable thing in the world, and also whenever you have to cough or when you want to walk around, you're going to want to hold a pillow against your stomach, and especially on the car ride home. And it's been very nice because when I want to play with my iPad, I can put my iPad on top of the pillow and it's not sitting on top of my stomach. When I first got there, they took me back and they gave me an IV of some medicine to relax me, and that was nice because I don't really remember them wheeling me back to the OR. I remember them putting the gas mask on my face, but that's the last thing I remember. And the next thing I knew, I was waking up in recovery. When I woke up in recovery, I was in pain on my left-hand side, and they had not hooked me up to my morphine pump yet. And so I finally asked for a heating pad, and because it kind of felt better if I put pressure on that side, like just a little bit. They didn't have a heating pad, but they did have blankets that were in the warmer. So they gave me a blanket that was folded up that was in the warmer, and I kind of just put it on that left side and pressed down a little bit, and that helped a lot. So, you can ask for a heating pad or you can ask for warm blankets and just kind of have something to kind of not push hard on, but just kind of hold against that left-hand side, because that's where you're going to feel the majority of the pain. Now, once they put me on a morphine pump, nothing hurt. I'm going to tell you, nothing hurt. It felt great. I was like, wow, I could go do like a 5K right now. And I kept telling the nurses and the doctors that this isn't as bad as I thought it would be. This is not bad. And I think they were probably going, yeah, right, wait till tomorrow, because they probably heard it a million times. Well, the next day when they took me off, I did start feeling it. Still not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And they gave me some oral medicine. I can't remember what it was called. It was in like a little brown disposable cup. And they gave that to me every 4 hours, and that helped. I walked 3 or 4 times that first night after I had surgery, because I do not want this healing process to last longer than it needs to, and I don't want to get blood clots. And they told me that a lot of patients refuse to get up out of the bed and walk, and that I was doing really good by getting up on my own and walking and things like that. So even if you don't want to, you really need to get up and walk, even if it's just down the hall and back and then go back to bed. Because my first walk, I went out of my room and I went down to the window, which was to the left in the hallway, and back, and that was it. And every time I went out, I got a little bit further. If you have a morphine pump, you definitely want somebody walking with you, because everything is spinning. But you can still walk. You can still do it. The second thing I would say is I took my own pajamas. I do not like wearing hospital gowns, especially if I have to walk through the hallways, because I'm always worried my butt's hanging out. So I took a robe and I took my own pajamas. The first night I had to keep that hospital gown on because I had IVs and everything hooked up. And so I would use my own robe and kind of drape it over my shoulders before I walked, and that just kind of made me feel a little bit more secure about walking through the hallways. Now, the next morning I asked if I could take a shower, and they unhooked my IVs and everything. So when I got out of the shower, I put my pajamas on, and then they rehooked my IVs up after I had my pajamas on. And that was so nice. I took some large, some oversized pajama pants and a pajama top. But it was nice because when you have to get in and out of the bed, there's no graceful way to do that when you've just had surgery on your stomach. So I felt like I wasn't showing the world my business, like if the door swung open or something. It just made me feel more comfortable. drink a lot of water. I'm still having a hard time drinking the 64 ounces of water. I think I've probably been drinking about 45 ounces of water or 50 ounces of water. Yeah, 50. But I've not been able to get the 64, and I'm trying really hard. Um, you're not going to be hungry after surgery, or you shouldn't be. I did get a little bit of head hunger when I got home and my husband was cooking dinner, but I didn't really want to eat it. I just liked the smell of it. It's like I just wanted to put my tongue on it or something. It was really weird. Because it was like soup, and I was like, oh, to be sure I could eat soup. But I didn't do it. I just drank my Optisource shakes. I will have more to report on Wednesday when I weigh in and do my measurements. I have 7 incisions. I don't know if that's because they had to do my hiatal hernia surgery as well. But they're not that bad. They're probably going to heal up pretty okay. I mean, they look pretty good. And so if you have any questions, just leave me a comment and I'll be happy to answer them. Have a great day.